gentlemen, and this is the big show. Wipe your screen off from your spit take. That's right, back-to-back days with a new video. Is it 2020 all over again? You know, on second thought, let's not go back to 2020. Why, back then I think we're all spending a little too much time at home and somehow setting the still standing damage record in the Vladivostok, but maybe not in the best place mentally, so scratch that. We will just call this Christmas in May and stick with our Russian theme. You knew this was coming, so let's not dilly-dally. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming out the legendary Tier 8 cruiser. Give it up for Petropavlovsk. Well, it's here. It is here in its pre-super soldier serum Steve Rogers body. The Sigma reduced, the armor has been changed, the damage was reduced, the heal was only standard, and if we just stopped right there, you'd probably think, doesn't sound so good. Well, all of the above is technically true, but in practice, let's just watch. Oh, it does feel like I forgot and skipped something. Oh, right! The penetration of the AP shells is the same as on PC. Is that correct? It is? Doesn't that mean we can have 410 millimeters of penetration at 16.5 kilometers? We can have more than that with our commanders? Oh, baby. That's right. As speculated in our last stream, the ship has come in with reduced HP and many other things, but the very thing we speculated would remain the same has, and that means pretty much battleship penetration with cruiser guns, and that means lots and lots of citadels. But before we continue, let me get the commander and modules up on the big screen, and of course it is the man, the myth, the legend, Ivan B. Delightful at 16 Legendary 4, flanked by Storm and Norman Scott and Nikolai von Klinsky, who are both also at 16 Legendary 4. It's almost like we have been preparing for this day, because we have, ever since the addition of Lightful, and while he's not required, Kuznetsov will work just fine. If you really want to sink 23 Universal Commendations into a commander you will probably only use on 3 ships, well, this is an option. I'm not going to be sensationalist and say things like, this ship is OP, because it's not. It has a ton of weaknesses. The 25mm bow and stern is very capable of taking sustained HE damage from most cruisers, as well as booming shots from battleships. We have the version that has been raised out of the water that exposes its citadel, especially during its gigantic 900-meter plus turning radius, and I find its guns are not all that difficult to knock, if not entirely break. On the plus side, you have Hydro, you've got long range but short-lasting radar, you've got pretty good armor if you know how to angle, and that sweet AP. AP with a 37mm arming threshold, a .022 second fuse, and improved penetration angles, though I have them improved even more with Von Essen. But how did we get here? Well, my first mistake was playing after the sun had gone down. You see, legend has it, that's when the chuds come out and play. And what we are witnessing is a blue team that seems to be completely uninterested in winning and solely focused on damage farming. Now, it doesn't help that our YOLO Emilio puttered out entering A and either left or was disconnected, and it doesn't help that those that spawned in the center thought they needed to reposition to this western flank to spam HE, when in fact, you can spam HE from anywhere. And in the process, they left a giant gaping hole of map control in the center and eastern flank. No, none of that helps, but you know what does? Recognizing that it is happening and doing something about it yourself, because Lord knows no one else will. And with that said, are y'all ready to sweat? Now, I like to play this game as a filthy, casual, 95% solo player. Yes, I want to win, but not at the expense of turning into Dennis Reynolds. That being said, when you watch a team so frustratingly give up a match, well, it can flip a switch in my head that gets me spamming the comm wheel like T-Bull. Due to the lack of support and pressure, our team has completely surrendered 3 of 4 caps, allowing the Reds to take a sizable lead. Now there is no pressure on this red Petro, who is getting themselves into a very Petro position to fill a hole and bone my team. But this is the difference between being a solo player and someone who regularly divisions. I see a lot of folks out there in stream who division a lot, asking, why isn't my team fill in the blank? Well, because in a division, you know you've got someone who will do that. You can talk to your division mate, come up with a plan, and do what needs to be done. And that's why playing in a division makes you soft, boy. See, solo, this is my world. This is where I thrive, doing the dumbest things you can to maybe, just maybe, pull out a win from an impending loss. So here, rather than run around the merry-go-round, I reversed my direction to create pressure from a side that my team had surrendered and try and give a little support to our last remaining destroyer, who just needs a little help from some cruisers to be able to do their job. I mean, our Summers even smoked up our Paolo to try and save them, and where is our destroyer support? Spamming HE from the west side of the map. But by coming around and forcing this Petro to bow tank me, our Summers is going to land a torp right there, and that will most likely change the entire outcome of this one match. So at least we have bifurcated the map now, and we have a cap that can be flipped, and you best believe I'm a T-Bull this comm wheel, so we're so far behind on points that flipping one cap won't be enough. Hold on, is this where we T-Bull this? Yeah, let's give him a shout out. As I was saying, flipping one won't be enough. We need to flip multiple. And while my RPF points to me that someone is coming around the side, I'm going to use the islands to control any angles I can be shot from on that side while I move towards the D cap, because someone has to do it, and I don't see anyone else willing to do so. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that the red destroyer is the one that's spotting me over on my left, but I'm fighting the temptation to radar, as I know I won't be able to get my guns turned. The turret traverse on Petro is pretty slow, and it is another aspect of the ship that you will need to learn to manage. And in a few minutes, you will see some examples of me doing turret management myself. But for now, I'm spotted. There's a Musashi in front of me, so I'm going to skate right off the cap because my destroyer can flip this, and I can make sure that I don't get shot or torpedoed by anything to my left by using this island properly. And now once I get up here, we can switch back to AP and put on our sweatpants because Musashi, well, unless they're gonna turn broadside. You know, I was saying in the last stream that people are going to find this ship OP because they do silly stuff like this and go broadside right in front of Petro. And at this range, yep, that is what we're going to do. And if we can sink this, then we might be sweating to the oldies this match. Okay, well, that took off a huge threat to my teammates, but if that Musashi has been shooting HE the whole time, what's been the issue? And speaking of HE spam, oh look, a Suzuya. I do not understand why people play this ship, but you know what? The age of the heavy cruiser is here. Checked out, I just got hit from behind, but yes, as I was saying, the age of the heavy cruiser is here. So if people want to continue to play these light cruisers, well, then that's just going to make my job as a heavy cruiser so much easier. And if we do this, well, look at what we have now. The point total is closing up, but we are still spotted, which leads me to, okay, yes, there's the battleship and the cruiser up to the north, so I'm guessing the destroyer must be down here to the south somewhere, and in fact, there they are. They just got spotted way out there, and this is, again, me doing turret management. It is about 45 seconds to get my turrets turned all the way back there to be able to fire at the destroyer, if they're even spotted. And if I do that, well, then I'm not going to be able to have my guns pointed forward towards this Aegir who looks to be coming back this way. So yeah, I'm ignoring the destroyer. I'm just hoping that somehow my cruiser back there can actually pull it off, even though they don't have much health, because I've got to focus these last two ships with lots of health. First, however, I'm going to flip this cap. You know, I was mentioning that, like, the Petro, it just citadels everything. It does. You know, yeah, Aegir, I don't think it has a turtleback, does it? But even if it does, apparently at this range, it's not enough. And we're going to get a shot off there, and we are actually going to get another citadel right here. Yep. So there you go. Now, interesting position that we're going on here, right? The Aegir has turned this way to challenge me. The Friedrich de Grosse has turned into B. Now, I'm using my radar not to try and spot the destroyer, but I'm using it to spot the Friedrich de Grosse, so hopefully our destroyer can actually hit them with some torps and take them out, because if they do that, well, then this is a whole different ball of wax. And the Hydro's on here, and I'm thinking, there's no way that the Aegir's this close yet. And then I realized, well, it's probably the FDG has their Hydro on right now, and I can't tell. It looks like the FDG just took one or maybe two torps, but I'm not positive, and I can't worry about that too much because I've got this Aegir, and let's just take a shot here and see what the AP does, and what do you know? 12,000 damage. You know, it's kind of like scoring battleship citadels when you get those hits. I'm gonna take another shot at them, and they actually switched over to HE. Get the double fire there, but we'll go ahead and put it out. And now I'm going to manage my turrets, right? This Friedrich de Grosse has got to go, and I'm taking a rather calculated risk. I'm assuming that they have their guns towards our Aegir because that is the more immediate threat. I mean, that's who's shooting them, so I'm backing up, and this is how long it takes for these turrets to turn. But if the Friedrich de Grosse has their guns facing me, I am near certain dead. I'm also located. That tells me that their destroyer, I believe it's a Chengmu, it might be a Shenyang, is probably pretty close to me, so we've got to do this quick. And are the guns facing me? No, they are not. So we're going to get one shot there. Not too shabby. And then we should be able to get another salvo off. And if we can pull this off, well then. Come on, let's go, baby. So yes, we get another ship sunk right there. And I'm going straight forward because the destroyer is clearly on D. There's a good chance they sent torps at me, and I'm slowly turning my guns towards this Aegir. And, well, my Hydro's down. So, yep, there are the torps that I was expecting. But let's watch what happens here. I'm expecting they're trying to torp me, so I'm trying to maneuver to be able to dodge them if I did. But watch how I break their guns here. You're going to see we're going to break one right there. And I'm thinking maybe they fix that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to see how they manage their damage control here. But with this Nyx shot, we're going to permanently break one and then disable the next one again. And then I think our secondaries are going to get a fire on them. So they are burning, so their damage control must be offline. But it looks like that front turret's turning, but I'm not really sure. But then we get our rear turret off and break their rear turret. And I couldn't keep track of all this in game. I was thinking that, oh my god, they're going to get their guns turned around and they're probably going to blast me. I don't have the best angle, but you know what? I also kinda just have to risk it for the biscuit.
Here is the goal. Back with the bass, pajamas live in effect, and I don't waste time on the the mic with a dope rhyme. Jump to the rhythm, jump, jump to the rhythm, jump. And I'm here to combine beats and lyrics to make you shake your pants, take a chance. Come on and dance, guys. Grab a girl, don't wait, make a twirl. It's your world and I'm just a squirrel. Trying to get a nut to move your butt to the dance floor. So yo, what's up? Hands in the air. Come on, say yeah. Everybody over here, everybody over there. The crowd is live and I will do this groove. Party people in the house, move.